Hello everybody, Dog here. How are y'all out there doing in YouTube land? Today is another instructional video, and what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate the Gray 200. The Gray 200 was an amplifier produced in the early 1980s, late 1970s, and it was one of the first transistorized bass amplifiers to come on the market. And its transistor was the MRF 455. Now the MRF 455 was a breakthrough by Motorola, except where it had a few drawbacks. Little SWR and the pill was shot. You overdrove it a little bit, the pill was shot. It would get warm, the pill would die. And so it was actually a waste of money, but everybody had them. And then we're just careful in how they used them. Then I think it was Toshiba came out with the 2SC2072, which was the replacement of the MRF 455, and it was a little bit hardier transistor. I mean, you still hit it too hard with SWR and it'll blow. You drive it too hard, it'll blow. If it gets a little too hot, it'll blow. But it was a hardier transistor and like I say, a tougher transistor than the MRF 455. But the transistor to beat all transistors in that area of NPN low-level transistors was the 2SD 1446. Now the 2SD 1446 will take a 20-to-1 SWR. 2SD 1446, you can overdrive it. You'll get distorted as hell, but you can overdrive it. It won't blow. You can get it hot and it won't blow. It is a tough pill, but it has its drawbacks too. Won't operate on frequencies lower than 14 megahertz. Since its frequency range was 14 megahertz to 50 megahertz. The Federal Communications Commission about lost it when they came out with this transistor, because its main goal was to replace the 455 and all the CB amplifiers that were out there. FCC didn't like that at all. So anyway, we're going to do this demonstration. I hope you enjoy it. We'll pan the camera down here. We'll take a look at, show you the equipment we're going to use. We have the Cobra 142. The Cobra 142 does all 2 watts. We have it in the AM mode. We'll key the transmitter up, and you can see the watt meter goes to 2 watts. To make note, the watt meter is in the 10 watt scale, and the watt meter works. Well, the safety light comes on. That light is for there as if the oil in the dummy load gets too warm. That light will come on to tell you to stop doing whatever it is you're doing. So we know that the radio does 2 whole watts. So we'll reach over here and we'll turn the amplifier on the low mode. We're on a low scale, and on the low scale it slams it to the peg. So we'll go to the 100 watt scale. Now the 100 watt scale, it keys up and does on the low about 35 watts. Yeah, about 35 watts on the low. So that's the low scale on the Gray 200. Now we'll go over here to the medium, and we'll key it up in the medium, and it does about 65 watts on the medium. 65 watts on the medium. And then we'll go over here to the high scale, and it pegs the 100 watt meter. So what we'll do is we'll move over to the 300 watt scale. We're in the 300 watt scale now. We'll key the microphone up, and it does about 110 watts with 2 watts drive. That is the output. That is 100 watts RMS. But this linear, we are not done with this linear. This linear has a sideband function. We'll turn the sideband function on. We'll turn the radio on the lower side. And we are in the high side. And audio, about 200 watts on the low side, or on the high side, Now 200 watts on the high side. Audio. Audio. 250 watts on the medium. Audio. Audio. And maybe 100 watts, 150 to 100 watts on the low. Okay, when we do that, we also have a preamp. This little button right here. Turn it on. There's the preamp. Turn it off. And you can hear the ground noise in the radio go up. So, there you go. There is the solid state gray 200 linear amplifier. I hope you've enjoyed my show, my little demonstration. I will trade this amplifier. Anybody out there, mind you, it's not legal for CV use, but I will trade this amplifier for a Meritron AWM-30 peak reading SWR watt meter, and you ship both ways. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my program. Best of 7-3 and doggone.